When this guy went to check on his fox trap, he found a fierce predator caught inside. This man discovered a vicious predator trapped within his fox trap when he went to check on it. The plan was straightforward: teach the kids how to catch animals humanely by setting up a cage trap for a fox. But it was clear that Dan Casey had not captured a fox. Peering back at him from behind the bars were two raptors' eyes. Dan Casey, a former paratrooper, resides in South Dakota with his spouse Justin and their two boys, Hunter, age 10, and Carson, age 9. You can understand why Casey, an avid outdoorsman, must be thrilled with his land. Though it links to a sizable wood nearby, the location is close to Spearfish City. Casey enjoys spending time in nature when he's not working with his wife at the Children's Therapy Services, a family-run business. In reality, he spends his free time hunting in addition to serving as a guide for trips to Nebraska. It's practically a family custom. This is because Casey was raised on a fur farm by his family, which exposed him to wildlife by nature. In fact, he frequently interacted with foxes and other smaller predators, as well as occasionally larger ones. Both bobcats and wolves have been close to Casey. Casey seems to want his lads to take up trapping as a family heritage. He intended to demonstrate to them the humane way of capturing a wild animal in light of this. That's why he assisted them in setting up a cage trap in the woods in January 2015. The purpose of the aforementioned trap was to capture a fox or a somewhat larger animal. But Casey and his family used a larger cage than was necessary since they wanted it to be roomy. The boys then covered it with branches and grass after baiting it with canned clams. Casey also added an extra luxury for the cage's future occupants at his wife's request. On January 29, 2015, he informed the Billings Gazette, "We put some alfalfa hay in there. My spouse expressed her desire for anything we caught there to be cozy." The family wanted to release the wild animal back into its natural habitat after enjoying a closer look at it. You can only imagine how shocked they were the next morning when they checked the trap. It was evident that the creature they had captured was not a fox. On January 23, 2015, Casey posted a video that he had seen on YouTube, which had been made by his wife. "We were surprised by something unexpected when we arrived here," said Casey. "A gorgeous lion is trapped in the trap, and she's not happy." Casey caught a mountain lion, sometimes referred to as a puma or cougar, in place of a fox. These massive ambush predators hunt animals of all sizes by using stealth. Even larger animals like moose and cattle can be brought down by them. Mountain lions stalk their prey, wait for the right opportunity to attack, and then use their strong jaws to grab hold of the victim's neck, breaking it or suffocating it. It goes without saying that a person would not pose much of a threat to a mountain lion. It is true that there have been incidents of deadly mountain lion attacks. Human attacks are rare since these predators would rather stay out of people's way. However, their prevalence is rising in North America. It results from people invading mountain lion territory. Casey understands the threats that the mountain lion symbolized, but he also understands the threats that people cause to them, particularly at specific seasons of the year. "Our plan is to attempt her release," Casey said in the video. Casey said, "Mountain lion season is currently underway, but since it's against the law to trap lions, we're going to let her go in the hopes that she survives the season unharmed." As he described it, the goal was to complete it without getting mauled, and initially, that didn't seem feasible. The lion is vigilant and growling as soon as his wife records Casey walking toward the cage. The lion snaps at the cage door with its claws when the man doesn't back down following its first snarl. A seasoned hiker like Casey recoils at the sight of the mountain lion's attack. His statement to the Billings Gazette was, "My heart skipped a beat. Although I wasn't particularly concerned about being attacked, it did serve as a reminder that this was a wild animal." The cat really makes another effort to open the cage door on one side after Casey did. Despite the predator's objections, he succeeds in using a stick to prop open the door's washer rings. When Casey is about to pry open the other side of the cage, the lion strikes out at him once again while his family watches the happenings from the safety of their car. Casey tells his family to roll up the windows of the car. At last, he retreats to let the lion to escape. The mountain lion becomes a little nervous and then decides to take a chance and rushes towards the open entrance. Once released, the lion keeps rushing and disappears into the woods without turning around. When officials later watched the footage, they were first worried about the lion trapping. But an inquiry into it found that he behaved appropriately and that the catch was unintentional. Casey said that he was aware of the risks. He said, "I wasn't too worried, but I also wouldn't advise anyone to do this. Animals won't disturb you 99% of the time, but I don't want people to believe there's nothing to be afraid of."